Hi, this is Mr. Nazarian. Our learning objective today, I can add decimals to the hundredth using what I have learned about place value. So 5th grade standard, NBT 7. So using what we already know about adding to numbers when thinking about place value, we'll look at something that you guys are very, very familiar with. 127 plus 45. So we have a 3-digit number plus a 2-digit number, and when adding up two numbers like this, and we're looking at horizontally, it's usually a lot easier to line them up vertically first. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take this 127, and then I'm going to put 45 underneath it. So it's very important where we place it underneath it, though. We don't want this 45 over here because we want to make sure that the place values are lined up correctly. And so of this 45, we know that the 4 is in the tens place. So we want to have it lined up with the digit that's in the tens place, with 127, which we know is the 2. So we're going to make sure that's lined up. And therefore, if we have the tens place lined up, we're also going to have the ones place lined up here. And then we will add those up. And so we, using the standard algorithm of addition, we're just going to start in the ones place. 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry the 1 up here. 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 4 is 7. And then we have 1 plus nothing, so we just have 1 here. And our sum is 172. So how is this going to help us when we're adding decimals? Okay, so we're going to use that very same principle when we're adding decimals of making sure that we line up the place values together. So we're going to take 265, and same thing, we want to have it vertically just because it's going to be a lot easier to make sure that we're adding up the correct digits in the right place value. So we're going to have our 2.65, which is our first addend. We are going to take our 0.264, and we're going to line it up. Now you'll notice it doesn't mean that I go, okay, I've got 3 digits here and 3 digits here, so I'm just going to put them right underneath there, because remember, we want to have the correct place value lined up. So if I look at this 2 here, I can tell that's in what place value? That's in the tenths place, correct? Remember, because immediately to the right of the decimal point is the tenths place. And then if I look up here, this 2 right here is in which place value? The ones place, because it's immediately to the left of the decimal point. So I want to make sure that my tenths are underneath my tenths, and my hundredths are underneath my hundredths, right? And so a really quick and easy way to do this when you're adding decimals is to just line up your decimal point. So if your decimal point's lined up, here's decimal point, bam, everything else will be lined up, right? Because if you've got your decimal point here, the tenths place is going to be immediately to the right, and then the hundredths place to the right of that, and the thousands place to the right of that. So if you just line up your decimal points, you'll be in good shape. So, and I'll just put this here. So we're going to add those together. And then so here's the other thing, and we've talked about this last week as have been learning about decimals, is that if there's nothing here, that's the same as 0, right? So 0 is the same as nothing. So I can just, if it makes you feel more comfortable, instead of having nothing there, you want to put something there, 0 is the same thing as nothing, right? So I'm going to put the 0 here, and 0 plus 4 is 4. So now, since we've lined up these decimal points, oh, one last thing, sorry, is we line up the decimal points for the addends, but also we're going to make sure that the decimal point is lined up here for the sum. So as long as you make sure dot, 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 you got all the dots lined up, you're going to be good to go. So now that once we've done that, it's the exact same thing as just adding numbers like we did with the previous problem. So we've got the decimal points lined up, we're good. Now we're just going to do the same old thing that we know how to do. So 0 plus 4 is 4. 5 plus 6 is 11. We're going to carry the 1. 1 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 2 is 9, and then 2 plus nothing is 2. Okay, so the sum would be 2.914, and we would always read that, of course, as 2 and 914 thousandths. Okay, so that's how you add decimals, and we will be working on that tomorrow. See you then.